Hate crime. It is usually violent, a prejudice-motivated crime that takes place when the perpetrator targets a victim because of his or her perceived membership in a certain class or social group. That is the term being used on the social media to describe an incident that occurred yesterday in Belize City against a young man who has opted to express himself as a woman. It is not an unheard-of issue for many, as transgender men and women can be found worldwide. What it simply means is that the person chooses to express herself against her assigned sex. Vanessa Champagne Paris is the name that the victim has chosen to use, and had begun the paperwork to get a name change while living life as a transgender woman. Incidentally, she was leaving the Vital Statistics office yesterday, and upon reaching Vernon Street, she was attacked by a mob of men who, for their own reasons, found it offensive that Vanessa was dressed as a woman. Vanessa sat down with Love News to recount the details of yesterday's experience.
I left the registry office and I was heading towards Killaburraska office. Yes, I was going through Vernon Street and very close to the end, I passed by a battlefield situated on the right-hand side of the Vernon Street. They have a lot of young men who play football. A lot. I was walking on the left-hand side of the road, going to Central American Boulevard, and a lot of young men they play football. One of them see me and one of them point for me and they look for me. He say, "Watch the over the door, man." He make the other rest know. He pick up a stone and he start broken piece of cement, black, and he start built out of me. When I look, I see the other rest a boy, and when I see that the boy, and hear what the boy is saying, I say, "What you do?" So they come out and they come to the sidewalk too, and a few and they start pick up the broken piece of cement too and start built out of me. And so I see that I say, well, I have to get out of this place as quick as possible because this is a problem. So I quicken my pace, my walking pace. I just start walk faster, and then just start build more. Meanwhile, I like that. I just say, well, you know what? Better I just try to get as quick as possible out of this place. So I just start run. But when I start run, they start follow me too. I had to pass the way a crowd of young men may stand up there. Some on bike and some on foot. And when I passed there, when I just about to approach there, the one woman that chased me from behind, among the guys that chased me from behind, one out of the crowd say, "Holla to the other young men waiting at the corner of the street and Vernon Street, telling that, boy, get your man over there, make we deal it." And so the boy said, "What, thou a girl, thou a man?" And then he pick up some stone and belt out at me. And then I done me to go as fast as I could, so I couldn't go no more. And I had on a long black dress. And he started running out of me and he ended up to catch me, you know. And he dragged me in the back of the dress and pulled me back. And I tried, but my attempt was futile to get away. When he grabbed me and hold me, the first thing he did, I haul off my wig, because I had on a long hair wig, haul off my wig and punch me, give me a punch, hard punch in the right side of my jaw. And right after that, it never take long, right after that, the 3 other young men came and start punch me too. After when I start punch me, must about 2 minutes of punching in my head, face, and in my chest. A young lady, a lady say, "Please if alone." She begged, she pleaded for my behalf, but they left me alone. And so they throw me down on the ground, give me a few more punches, and then from there they left me alone. Then I get up, I brush myself off, and I start walking on the street. But so Lee picked me still they come on the stone, and my parents tell them it's stone. Then I walk from there and into the drugstore, the nearest drugstore, Safeway drugstore, and
It is a difficult situation for the victim, as it would perhaps be for any person who chooses to express themselves against what society classifies as the norm. But to add to Vanessa's plight, even her family has made it a difficult walk for her, as she has come under much scrutiny and physical abuse from one of her parents. The police, who was commended for being professional, responded to the matter and met up with Vanessa in the drugstore, But while the presence of the police may have presented a brief sense of security, she has had to be placed in a safe house to avoid further attacks. But even so, she says that she will not let these attacks deter her from expressing who she feels she really is.
Police came and the police that's my name and thing, and from then escort me out of the place. But when I reach outside this drugstore, then I have a monk of people, the 3 police escort me to the vehicle, and then a crowd of people. Then even when I get in the vehicle, when a lady come close to the vehicle and she touched me upon my breast and she said, that real or that fake, girl? And then I laugh. I'm not really sure, but I just had it in me and I just smile. I mean, and I was smile. I just had the feeling that I am a female. I dress like a female. I do everything like a female. And so that's just me. I don't feel normal, or I don't feel comfortable when I in a man clothes. I just feel like, I left out of something. I just not feel comfortable when I have on female clothes. When I attire myself as a female, I feel so good. I think the only thing I changed when I date, nothing else. I mean, yes, it real terrifying because of the first time. I mean, trust me, nothing more frightening than that. But I nearly lose my life. So yes, but I don't think that deter my determination. I am determined to stand by what I believe in and what I feel is right.
Rendering support to the victim was Caleb Orozco, an active advocate on the LGBT issue. He says he would like our society to be respectful and realize that a person's expression is their right.
Right now, the arguments are about selective morality. My morality is less of a sin than yours, and that to me is hypocritical. On the issue of and so their arguments are misplaced for one. On the issue of arguing a Bible platform, if we use the principle equal treatment under the law, then it should be equal treatment under the Bible. And people would be surprised about as to how many of them would be stoned or imprisoned, or their hands chopped off, or their tongue pulled out for lying, or their heart ripped out for having a devious heart. People would be surprised, and people should know that there are over 600 laws which speaks against heterosexuality. And ideally, it would be, if we valued respect, then ideally that's the way to go. A person can walk down the street minding their business and be respected that they're minding their business. As a society, we seem to have a history of minding other people's business that does not affect us. What does it take for people to understand that a person walk down the street in a skirt, in whatever, does not threaten them in any way? It is not burning their houses, it is not making them poorer, and it does not automatically proceed to being raped or being physically harmed. A person's expression is a person's right to their expression.
Reporting for Love News, I am Renee Trujillo.